It's my experience that us human beings have a choice to open up to a universal force that is now intensely descending to this planet to assist humanity in this transition. Of all my techniques, which mostly are about preparing your system by opening it up through meeting those things that are preventing it from being able to receive, to be a channel, to be an instrument for this force to come into the world. This is my work. And of all the techniques that I have, the ones that seems to be most efficient, most effective, that creates a rapid acceleration that takes us beyond our own capacity to be in relationship with that supreme force, this song of the Supreme that's trying to enter the Earth's atmosphere, to let that come in, to find a means of opening us to something greater than ourselves in order for it to manifest first in us, then through us, and through us in time, becoming that another singer of that song for the world. So this is not an abstraction. This is not an imagination. This is my own direct experience. This is why we're here. This is certainly why I am here. This is certainly why New Dharma is here. It's to prepare human beings to move into relationship with the supreme reality that lives them and everything else. So this technique, this awakening of the world, is really not something we do. It's something we're furthering, because the world is waking up. The cost of our error is right in our face. The problems of the history of humanity is right there. Plague, weather, war, pestilence. We're in the midst of the reaping of the consequence of humanity's error, ignorance, and perpetuation of those things into generations after generations. We cannot right this ship from that ship itself. We need something greater. That something greater is here. It's waiting for us to turn to it, to open to it, to allow it in. So the World Awakening meditation is a simple way of aligning our consciousness, getting in touch with our body, and being able to open up to whatever extent we can this transmission, this song that's being sung. That is in itself what is awakening the world. The song is truth itself. It's truth consciousness itself. It brings us into that core principle, the inner silence and stillness from which all peace and love and happiness and effectiveness comes. This is a recovery of something that's been accessible to humanity, but not in the normal course of human life. It takes an intervention, a devastation, or a peril to awaken that possibility in a human being. The planet is being awakened. We align with that in whatever way we can, but if we're not consciously choosing to align, we will be caught up in the fulsome of the consequences that are coming. We will lose our sense of worth, our purpose. We need to be able to know that being self-aware, being awake, having a human body qualifies us to play a role in this transition that humanity is going through. Learning to align ourselves with that becomes simple when that's your own direct experience. When it actually is a felt sense or a growing felt sense of something greater coming in us, awakening us to that strength, that truth, that grounded possibility is available to us. We just need to realign our priorities. So we choose. And this technique is freely given. It was given by my teacher back in 2001 when he spoke for the first time about the peril humanity is going through. It was for that purpose, and he gave it away then. I was one of the first people who learned the technique. I was one of the people who taught people every single time I traveled with him or I'm doing programs for him to teach them this. But how many continued? When you come to a certain state of awakening, these things become very effective at first. But until then, if you don't know that a practice is needed to open up the channels that otherwise would stay closed, then you're not going to be able to get the benefit from this world awakening technique, if it's freely given or not. You're not going to be able to find the treasure of what this technique has for you. So we make it available. People who have been doing it for some time have opened up and are now being able to experience this truth consciousness, this intervention force. I call it the song of the Gita. It's a song of the universe. It's endlessly seeking to evolve, to unfold hidden potential, to make them into possibilities, to open up the possibility into actualities so that it becomes something to be lived. And who is the one that lives these possibilities and carries this potential? It's each of us. We are the means for this planet to awaken. And it's through those of us who are aware of this peril, who feel hit by it, feel it, that have a role to play. It calls us to a service greater than ourselves. The proof of truth is unconditional love. And the proof of unconditional love is selfless service. The invitation here is to have this one practice be an expression of your love, of your truth, in a willingness to serve something greater. So there's no technique that I have that brings it all together so concisely. We give the elemental techniques and the chakra techniques, but they're very individuals, but they do help. But ultimately, once you tap into this current, it takes over. It does for us what we can't do for ourselves. So it's a combination, as you all will know. It's a pranayama, breath technique. It has an invocation, a prayer, and not just a prayer, a calling forth of that which is there, a willingness to turn our attention away from our own self-absorption and to reach up and say, help, show me, lift me, or bring me in relationship to what it is that's here in me that is you. There's a choosing in each time, and every time we make a choice aligned with that purpose, it becomes more real, more alive, more lived, more effective, more capable of being transmitted to others. So it's a tool. It's something you bring in to your life and you practice, like meditation, silent sittings, reading spiritual books, doing bhajans. They're all practices, but they're practices for something to go beyond practice, where the thing you're practicing for becomes real. It's no longer practice then. You become an instrument and channel of the very thing that you have wittingly or unwittingly been seeking, looking to find. So we can't do this without our bodies. The body that you have does not need to be in a certain shape. It's just, if it's not, it's more uncomfortable than if it is. It just needs to be inhabited by you. You need to know that your body is a vessel. It's also an instrument. It's a means by which the song can be sung. When we awaken spiritually, we awaken our psychic awareness. But to bring that into our heart, to bring this into our body, lets us know the sacredness of what it means to have a body. And we grow in our ability to be truly grounded here in existence. And with that comes our purpose. With that comes our confidence. With that comes our direction. With that, we know what to choose. We know the difference between what works, what doesn't work. Not as a thinking thing, not as a planning thing, not as a strategy thing, but in the immediacy of what we're becoming. So the world awakening meditation carries with it the intent that I said was coming, this transition from individual to universal. This now has a power and effectiveness that's much greater than spiritual forces had available in the human consciousness before. It is doing the work. We're simply collaborating with it. We're assisting it. We can make our lives useful and purposeful by doing so. And where do we start? With the 7.8 billionth piece of the problem, us. We start by organizing ourselves so that this practice can become a regular part of our lived life. So it's an invitation, but it's also a call, a calling up, an empowering that you do make a difference. And here is a way you can. I've experienced the impact of the World Peace Meditation groups. I feel their effectiveness. I know that when you gather as two or more, a force starts coming in. You align with this force. All of you gather, receive, and become more useful than you would be doing it by just one of you. So that's the invitation. Let us come together. Let us gather and support each other in a purpose that serves. A purpose that brings forward an inherent potential and possibility that has been veiled and diminished by these times.